Nico Hülkenberg is a well-known name in A1GP and Formula 3 Euro Series and now is a part of Force India F1 team. We took a quick pit stop with the Hulk to have a candid chat about cars, career and Formula 1. Take a look.
Well, I discovered karting when I was 6 years old. And from the first lap, I did in that kart, I had the sparks in my eyes and fell in love with racing, with motorsport, with Formula 1. Big smile on my face, big smile on my father's face, luckily, and that's how the story took off. Of course, I think when you're 6 years old, what can you do? I mean, you need support by your parents or by someone, buying a car, buying tires, hotel, all that, it's very money consuming. So very lucky there to have the right support of the parents. First of all, I enjoy driving cars. Obviously, I enjoy driving a Formula 1 car even more. And obviously, passion for racing, driving a car on the limit, corner by corner, lap for lap. And also competing against others. I started my real karting career in Holland actually, and then went international, German championships, Italian championships in juniors, it was called at the time. Then went on to European and World Championships later as well. Or at the beginning, the parents are the biggest help and supporter, whether it's financially or with anything. I became, in my case at least, like you call it a factory driver. So I run with CRG cards back in Europe. The factory picked that up, that I'm obviously a talented driver, and then at least you got the chassis, the engines, all that you got for free. You still had to pay your own expenses, obviously, hotel and stuff like this, which is also money consuming. And ideally, you need a big company behind you, loyal sponsors, loyal partners, who help you all the way through. After 2006, I did the German Formula 3 Championship, which was quite a tough year for me, to be honest. Also financially, because we didn't have much backing that year. It was always, living like this on the edge. Also performance-wise, it wasn't a successful year. I had one win, I think. Then I got in touch with the A1 story, A1 Team Germany. And that took me, to quite a successful road. We won many races, won the championship by quite a mile. And that was quite a tough cookie, because coming back from the A1 car to the little Formula 3 car, with not much power but a lot of aerodynamical grip, it was not easy, to adapt back to the Formula 3. Towards the end of the year I started to become very good. Second half of the year I was the guy who scored the most points, won a few races. And then obviously in 2008 it was the same Formula 3 car. I knew exactly what I had to do. The target and the aim I had to reach was to win the championship that year, which we achieved pretty well and dominant. I was never really a friend of the series. When I drove Formula 3 I thought, nah, GP2 I don't like it, I don't like the car, I don't like the racing, etc. etc. But then when I got involved in the racing, I really started to like it a lot. And I think now in the modern world of racing, it's very important. People want you, to come, to see and to win. They're impressed by that. No one is impressed if someone comes and wins it in its second, third or fourth year, because by then you have so much experience that you have to win. 2010 was also a nice year for me. Obviously the first year of my Formula 1 career. Hopefully still many to come. Obviously it's something special. Having had Rubens as a teammate was quite a good experience. I learned a lot of him. Very nice guy as well. But it was difficult as well, to beat him, especially in the beginning where the car was a little tricky to drive. Yeah, Brazil is obviously a highlight of that season. I had many more good races, but it's a very special moment obviously to get a pole position there in that Q3, in damp conditions against, or 1 second before, ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber. It was a mega lap and mega emotional and feelings. It was a bit difficult with Williams in the end. They told me quite late that I will not be their racing driver in 2011. You know, we got in touch with Force India, we had some talks, and you know, then they offered me this, you know, to come to their team as a test driver this year, you know, with the potential race seat for the future, maybe. Well, obviously it's a nice compliment if, you know, if you get compared to the 7-time world champion. It's good, but you know, you still have to work for your own success and for your, or you have to work for what you want to achieve, you know. People making compliments is nice, but it doesn't get you where you want to, so you still have to do the work at the end of the day. But I'm not sure if it's that, but I think it's more my surname, Halkenberg. You know, they just cut off the last bit and then there is the Hulk, you know, written there. It's 4 letters, and obviously it's associating to the movie, to the Hulk, you know, the green man, which turns green and big if he's angry, you know, which I can do sometimes as well if I want. I hope when I come there on Sunday that the, you know, that the grandstand is packed, you know, with Force India shields and our shirts, and you know, that we find a lot of support. Obviously, you know, it won't be all Force India supporters. There will be some McLaren, Ferrari supporters as well. But you know, I hope that the Indian population also, besides cricket, picks up Formula 1 a little bit and follows what we do, because it's a very interesting sport as well.
So that was a show for this week. We had a blast putting it together for you, and I hope you had a great time watching it too. Remember, you can watch this entire show on timesnow.tv or join the conversation at Facebook/TimesDrive. So till next week then, drive it like you stole it.